Boys and girls, welcome back to Whale and Wire's Old Iron. I just wanted to kick something out because, yeah, there was a little bit of bad news on YouTube today. One of our good YouTube friends had an announcement. He announced it on Instagram. He hasn't posted it on YouTube yet, so it's his story, and I'm not going to tell it, but you can check out our good friend Brent over at Half-Ass Customs. He posted on Instagram, so you can check it out there and find out what's going on. But boy, oh, my heart just aches for the guy, man. It's a tough deal, but he's got a lot of support. He's got a lot of subscribers, a lot of good friends out there. So, you know, it's going to be okay. But man, what a blow. Anyway, check him out, Brent. He's a good guy. He's a real good guy, and I love watching that guy work metal. Well, guys, I did that intro several days ago. You know, Brent had messaged me when he was on vacation asking me which state I'm in, because had they been close enough, he was going to come by and see me, and oh, that would have been great. But he was in Colorado at the time, and so he hadn't gotten that phone call yet. But we were too far out of the way. I was too far out of the way for them to come by. But I hope to meet him someday. I'm sure all of you've seen the video by now that he posted. And I just think about what a long, hard journey that must have been to drive home, knowing what they were going to be faced with once they got there. Yeah, tough deal. I saw on Instagram that someone had started a GoFundMe campaign, and at the time I think their goal was only $1,000, and they'd already gone over 3,000, and that was like one day after this news came out. So hopefully that's going real well for them. I'm sure you could poke around on Instagram and find that if you wanted to make some kind of donation, and there may be something in the video he posted. There may be something in the description about that. I didn't look at that. I didn't even watch all the video. It was just too hard to watch. But y'all know what happened, so yeah, you could go give Brent and his wife some support. He's got a lot of followers out there, and I'm sure everybody's going to do their best to do what they can for him. You know, I had mentioned, hey, when you get it figured out, let me know what I can do. You know, and everybody says that, but we mean it, you know. And he just said, well, it's a waiting game. I mean, this was after I found out what was going on. He said it's just a waiting game now, so I'm sure he's talking about the insurance company, and I hope they don't jerk him around, you know. I hope they come through for him. Anyway, that's about all there is to be said about that. So we'll just get on with this video, and hope for better days for Brent and his wife. And then there's another guy ran across it. He's quite a fabricator too. Spanky's Hot Rods and Customs. Go check out his channel. He's he can work that metal too. I really like watching those guys. So check out old Spanky and give old Brent some support. Let's see. I'm looking around here because I'm looking. Y'all can't see what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the, well, we'll just show you in the video. Let's go.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Whale and Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel.
Well, taking up right where we left off, I'm putting the plugs back in this thing. Put it all back together. You know, somebody suggested putting some oil in the cylinder, those weak holes, to see if they pump up, and you know, I've done that. I remember when I was probably in my 20s. Yeah, I was in my 20s. And I bought an old Plymouth of some kind. I think it might have been like a satellite. So I don't know. I don't remember exactly what model it was, but it wouldn't run. These folks had it and they said, nah, it won't run. Some, it's been sitting a long time. Some farmer down in the Columbia Basin down around Royal City, I got it from, and it wouldn't start. They said it wouldn't run. So I filled the cylinders up with, I didn't fill them up, but I put oil in all the cylinders. I think I used transmission fluid. Maybe that's just because it's what I had or what I thought you were supposed to use at the time. I don't know. Who knows what I was thinking? 24 or 5 years old, you know. So anyway, but it built up compression, and I got to run, and it ran pretty good. You know, it didn't have a lot of compression, but it was pretty even across the board, and it ran pretty good. And I sold it to some people, and they were really happy with it. You know, but I don't, you know, that probably made $300, you know, maybe $150 or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I got it going, and I did that on this. I did put some oil on those weak holes, but it didn't change anything. But as long as it's got, doesn't have bad cam lobes, then you know we'll figure it out. I got some of these heads, and so I got valves and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put it all back together, and I'm not gonna get too excited about this. I'm not gonna like get into this engine, tearing this engine or anything, until I get some pipes on it, because it may just be because of these short pipes. That may be part of it, you know, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm gonna put this thing back together, and then I've got to clean up this shop. Oh, I'm embarrassed for y'all to even see it. I have the remains of several projects just laying around here. Well, I just can't stood it another minute. So I'm gonna get this all back together, fire it up, make sure it runs, and then I'm gonna rip into this shop like a monkey on a cupcake. I had a couple comments. One guy said that I lied in my thumbnail about that old truck not having any brakes. Well, you can pump that thing like 20 times, boy. I mean, just really give it to it, and you get about an inch of pedal, and the first time you let off of it, it's just all gone again. So it didn't have it. Well, let me put it this way. That's what I call no brakes. It wouldn't stop the truck. Boy, I was pumping the daylights out of it going down the driveway there, but it wasn't doing any good. So I just left it in the low hole, you know, and I figured I could run it in the ditch if I needed to. But anyway, the guy said, what was he said? He said, I thought you were a decent man. Come on, guys, we just have some fun here. You should never take this channel or yourself so seriously. But at any rate, to anyone who you know, was disappointed that I had no sense to not kill myself, I apologize to you guys, and you know, if you want to unsubscribe, I'll give you a full refund. I'll refund all your money, because that's what we got here at Wailing Wires Old Iron. Boy, we got a money back guarantee. So yeah, if anybody's unhappy, I'll give you all your money back. Yeah, just trying to have a little fun, fellers. And I am. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't put up with as much as I do. Okay. We back out there. Back got all the plugs back in her. Yeah, I didn't fill that tank up. At least I hope I didn't. Somebody said this thing needs to change oil and put some fresh gas in it, get that gas tank installed. Well, you missed a lot of videos. We got her done. First thing I did when I started working on this thing, started putting this thing together. Well, right after I got it, I guess, it was still on the stand, and I did an oil change, filters, all the filters, 16 quarts of oil. Yeah. And I did install the gas tank, and of course it does have fresh gas in it, but I need to get some non-ethanol for it, and I'm going to town later today and I want to do that. So anyway, of course they're smoking because I had oil in those cylinders that were low on compression. But I mean, it don't run too bad, but you can hear it. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's just because of those short pipes, but we know now there's a couple of holes that are a little bit weak. I'm not going to get too excited about it just yet, not just yet. I think the next thing I got to do with this thing is, well, like I said, I got to get the shop cleaned up, and then I think the next step for this thing is I got to get an air compressor. Got to get an air system on this thing, a little tank and a compressor, and because I need air to shift that transmission, and I'm sure I'll just run it off the top 5 gears, but you know, I want it functional, just because. Probably never use those low gears, but I will in the beginning. It'll be just fun to run through them all, you know, but those low gears are not really practical. We're not trying to move 80,000 pounds. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna get busy. You guys just sit there. It'll be all right. Just relax. Just relax. Old Waylon will take care of it. Y'all don't have to worry. Okay, before I so rudely ran out of gas, what I was saying to you is that the next step on this thing, I believe, is to get some air on it. In order to do that, I've got to rob a compressor off the CADILLAC. Well, yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I got a brand new set of compressors up there, and when I ordered them, I didn't know that they were going to be shiny chrome. So I think what I'll do, the CADILLAC's got one bad compressor. So I'm going to take the other one and use that on this, and then I'll install the matching ones on the CADILLAC. So, gotta get the shop cleaned up, get the Rockabilly out of here, and then I think I'm gonna try and get that CADILLAC in here so I can rob that compressor off of it, and install those, and then get back on this thing. I think that's the plan. I don't know, we'll see what happens. We still got a grafting job to do. Victor, I gotta go to Seattle and pick him up. Next weekend. And then we've got a little bit of grafting to do the following week. And then we'll be done with that. And we can get to work on the yard around here. Boy, I wish I could just rat rod all the time. I have a little grafting job to do this afternoon. The guy got some replants, and he had some missing trees. Well, he planted a block of cherries, and they don't all grow when you first plant them. Cherries are just like that. So he got his replants and got them in the ground, and I'm gonna go graft them this afternoon after he gets off work. So I think I'm gonna take the little brown mouse. It needs a bath, so I'm gonna put a few grafting tools in there and run this thing through the car wash while I'm out and about. And yeah, I don't think I've driven it. I only drove it one time, I think, while Victor was here. So it hasn't been out much this spring, and now the weather's such that, oh, we're gonna do it. Winter has returned. It was 80 degrees yesterday and it's 50 today. Here it is, apple blossom weekend coming up, the festival time, and people get their rigs out and cruise and everything, and it's probably gonna rain. But I got the shine juice supplied to the old Rockabilly just in case we get to take it out. And yeah, run up down the road a little bit, have a little bit of fun, make a little noise, terrorize the neighborhood if it don't rain. So anyway, having gotten it all shined up and everything, I think it's time to bring in another one. And well, we'll just see what happens. I'm sure there's nothing in the bowl, but I'm also sure that I need to turn on the fuel pump. All right? Whichever one that is. I hear the fans running. Maybe the fuel pump's running too. No pressure.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Helps if you turn the fuel pump on. And the fan. We got a little oil on my exhaust wrap, I believe. She's smoking a bit. Yeah, I've got that, if you can see down there, I got that exhaust wrapped in. It's got smoking a little, just a little. And we got some transmission fluid leaking down on the exhaust. We got I think that's transmission fluid. I don't know. Nothing on fire though. She's got some oil on the exhaust. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out, won't we, Slick? Yeah. We're gonna get her on the lift and do a few things. Check a few things out. I see some, see, this is serious business right here. You see all this leakage right here? That's sweet tea, man. It came right out of my break clean drinking jug. I forgot to close the lid on it. And I stomped on this thing a couple times, and when you stomp on this thing, things happen. It tends to spin a tire here and there, and it gets a little wobbly, gets a little sideways now and again. But sure is fun. Mr. Heavy Chevy just reminded me on Instagram. I posted on Instagram, and he just reminded me. He said, "Now be careful with those copper exhausts and all, you know." I told him I'll hold my breath. Oh, this was years ago now, but somebody commented on YouTube, and when I was building this thing, and told me that this copper exhaust would kill me before I ever got out of the garage. So I just hold my breath when I drive it. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna get her on the lift and see what's leaking all over the exhaust, and get a few things straightened out. I'm gonna rob a compressor off of it, and I'm gonna install a couple of new ones I've got right up there in that box. Brand spanking new shiny ones. I didn't know they were shiny when I ordered them, but when they showed up, they were. Maybe that's all they had, I don't know. But I got them. I don't care anything about it. Chrome doesn't matter to me, but since there's two of them, I'm going to put them on the CADILLAC, and I'm going to rob the one off the CADILLAC and put it on the Dirty Dozen, and that way we'll be able to shift our transmission. All right, let's get this thing in here. Get it in here and get it picked up in the air. And one of my lens came off on my running lights there in the bump, or below the bumper. You see, I've got an amber on the right, and I don't have one on the left, but I've got it. It just came off while I was out there messing with this thing, getting it started, and I don't know what happened, but I will fix it. Well, Waylon, did you forget that the fuel system's not happy right now? Well, I thought this video was about over, didn't you? It would appear that we're not getting any fuel. Zero fuel. Zero fuel pressure. Either we've got a fuel pump bad, or I don't think we're out of gas, but we ain't getting no fuel. should have just pulled it into the shop instead of messing around with it. But I didn't, so here we go. Yeah, this thing just needs some attention, you know? I just need to baby it a little bit. Need to give it some love. It's got, I got one set of fans that's not kicking on, radiator fans. It's got its own separate little transmission cooler with its own little fan. It's not kicking on. And I don't think the fuel pump's kicking on, so I probably got a fuse. Probably got a fuse bad, maybe for the fuel pump, I don't know. But if I can just get it from there into here, we'll take care of all that stuff, you know. Yeah, we got nothing. I think I'm gonna see if I can hotwire that fuel pump, get some power to it. The guy who wired this truck did a really, really bad job, and he's gonna have to do it all over again. Redo the whole thing, cause it's bad. It's bad, Leroy Brown. We get a test light, find some power. See if I can find some power and then get said power to the pump. Well, I'm getting power to the pump, but it's not running. The pump's not running. So we're gonna have to do something about that. All right, I may as well turn you guys off while I dink around with that thing. Figured out just exactly what the issue is yet, but I would just about bet you $1 to a donut that it has something to do with ethanol gas. Because last spring, I went to fire this thing up, and it actually did fire up. I'll turn this off so you can hear me. It fired up, and then it had 2 little pinholes up in here somewhere. It was shooting a little stream of gas right out on the exhaust manifold, and that's how my red truck caught on fire and burned up. That hose right there is leaking. This is the first time for me to see this. I just couldn't even bear to come out and look at it yesterday. But I was standing right here and I saw it and got it shut down. But that's the first time and last time that it ran last year. It was all that one little shot. So I've replaced all this with fuel injection hose, which holds up better to the regular hose, to the ethanol. But yeah, this is, yeah. So anyway, I bet you I've got a pinhole back here, and I'm sucking air and not getting any fuel to it. So I'm gonna run temporary fuel to it until I get it in the shop and get it on the lift. All right, we got a gas can hung out there, and it's hooked up to the carbonator, and let's run some electricity to that fuel pump and see what happens. Got up and gone and went and lost my wire strippers. Haven't even got started yet. I already loosened my tools. Hey Waylon, what was that you were saying? This was going to be a short video, was it? got a lifter chattering a little bit on this thing. Yeah. But it'll run pretty good once I get all the little old bugs out of it. It runs pretty good. I've got to, I was just looking here, I need to set that idle down just a little bit. But I don't know, it never did get fully warmed up, so, well, yeah, when I took it on the driveway, it probably did. Probably warm enough. So, I need to make it idle down a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot I need to do. But right now, I need to rip the compressor out of it. So I'm going to do another lift. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick it up all by myself. Hey, we'll see you next time right here on Whalen Wire's Old Iron. I sure do appreciate you.